Have you ever wondered about the history of a nation that sits at the very crossroads of Europe and Asia? A land whose story is a powerful saga of empires, wars, and an unyielding quest for freedom. Today, we journey through the fascinating and turbulent history of Ukraine. From the vast steppes of the Black Sea to the forests of the Carpathians, Ukraine's past is a tale of a nation caught between East and West, a story of resilience against oppression, and a centuries-long fight for independence. Let's travel back thousands of years. Long before modern borders were drawn, these lands were home to some of Europe's earliest civilizations. Around 4500 BCE, the Trypillian culture thrived here, building large settlements and creating intricate pottery. They were one of the oldest farming societies on the continent. Later, nomadic tribes like the Scythians roamed these plains. Famed for their incredible horsemanship and stunning gold art, they traded with Greek colonists who established cities along the Black Sea coast. From its very beginning, Ukraine was a melting pot of cultures, a meeting point of trade routes and ideas. Ukraine's recorded history truly ignites with the rise of Kiev and Rus in the 9th century. Viking traders, known as the Varangians, traveled down the rivers and founded cities, with Kiev becoming the heart of a vast Slavic kingdom. In 882, Prince Oleg declared Kiev the capital, and under rulers like Volodymyr the Great and Yaroslav the Wise, Kievan Rus entered its golden age. A pivotal moment came in 988, when Prince Volodymyr adopted Christianity from the Byzantine Empire. This decision transformed the nation and culturally linked it to one of the world's great powers. Kiev blossomed into a center of learning and art. The magnificent St. Sophia Cathedral, still standing today, is a testament to this incredible era. But this unity was fragile. After Yaroslav the Wise's death, internal rivalries weakened the state, leaving it vulnerable. And in 1240, disaster struck. The Mongol invasion, led by Beta Khan, swept across Eastern Europe. They sacked Kiev, and the once mighty Kiev and Rus collapsed. For over a century, much of Ukraine fell under the rule of the Mongol Golden Horde, marking the start of a long period of foreign domination. As Mongol power faded, the Grand Duchy of Lithuania took control in the 14th century. Their rule was relatively tolerant, but soon Lithuania united with Poland, creating the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. This brought new pressures, Polish nobles claimed vast estates, and religious tensions grew. Yet, from this era of hardship, a new force emerged: the Cossacks. These were free warriors and adventurers living along the Dnieper River. They were fiercely independent and skilled fighters, defending the frontier and resisting Polish rule. Their most legendary leader was Bogdan Khmelnytsky. In 1648, he led a massive uprising, creating an autonomous Ukrainian state known as the Cossack Hetmanate. It was a powerful symbol of national pride, but to protect this new state, Khmelnytsky sought an alliance with the Tsardom of Russia. What started as a partnership, however, slowly turned into domination. By the late 18th century, the Russian Empire had absorbed most of Ukraine. The land was once again divided. Central and eastern Ukraine fell under Russian rule, while western Ukraine became part of the Austrian Empire. The Russian Empire was particularly harsh, banning the Ukrainian language in schools and publications. Yet, the national spirit refused to die. Writers like Taras Shevchenko, whose poetry became a rallying cry, kept the flame of Ukrainian identity burning. Meanwhile, in the more liberal Austrian-ruled West, cities like Lviv became centers for a growing nationalist movement demanding recognition and, eventually, independence. The 20th century arrived with chaos and revolution. After the Russian Empire collapsed in 1917, Ukrainians declared an independent state, the Ukrainian People's Republic. But this dream was short-lived, crushed in the brutal Russian Civil War. By 1921, Ukraine was split again, with most of it becoming a Soviet socialist republic. The 1930s brought unimaginable horror. The Holodomor, a man-made famine engineered by Stalin's regime, led to the starvation of millions. This devastating tragedy remains a deep wound in the nation's memory, a symbol of Soviet brutality. Then came World War II. Ukraine became a bloody battleground between Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union. Millions died, and cities were turned to rubble. After the war, Ukraine remained locked within the Soviet Union. The regime suppressed national identity, but Ukrainian culture quietly endured in the works of poets and in underground movements. Finally, in 1991, with the collapse of the Soviet Union, Ukraine declared its independence. It was a moment of pure joy and boundless hope. Kyiv was once again the capital of a free nation. The years that followed were tough, filled with economic struggles and political instability as the country transitioned from communism to democracy. In 2004, the Orange Revolution showed the world the strength of Ukrainian democracy. Massive peaceful protests against a fraudulent election forced a new vote. Just a decade later, in 2014, the Revolution of Dignity saw Ukrainians rise up again, demanding a closer future with Europe. In response, Russia illegally annexed Crimea, and a devastating war began in eastern Ukraine. From ancient farmers and Scythian warriors to the Cossacks and the citizens on the Maidan, Ukraine's history is one of extraordinary resilience. It's the story of a people who, despite centuries of division and oppression, have never lost their unbreakable spirit and their profound love for freedom. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through Ukraine's incredible history. If you found this story as powerful as I do, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the past. See you next time.